on an all-new Dr. Phil. They're engaged.
How'd that bruise get on her leg?
I don't know. I have watched you trip over that baby gate so many times.
Is it too late
You saying I'm beating you?
You are. You won't even admit to it.
to call off the wedding?
I'm not marrying you unless this gets fixed.
Every single time she has broken up with me, she has been begging to be back
Because I love you.
together.
Maybe that was a big mistake.
She is in shock that you're saying doesn't happen.
Because it doesn't.
Whatever he's doing to you behind closed doors, he's telling you that's okay.
You seriously think I'm physically abusing you?
Why do you think we are here?
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Yesterday, I sat down with Kyle and Jordan, a young couple who dated for almost 2 years before getting engaged last July. But they were currently facing major issues they hope to tackle on the show. Now, in the past few months, Jordan claimed Kyle, who has a black belt in karate, pushed her to the floor, tried to push her eyeball out of its socket, and left bruises on her body during physical holds. Kyle not only clearly denied any form of abuse, he also claimed Jordan is partially to blame for their relationship problems. Take a look.
Kyle has slammed me into the wall probably 30 times.
I've studied martial arts. I've earned a black belt in Filipino karate.
He does these things called takedowns.
I would put her in a hold or disarm her. Jordan started sleeping in later and later.
Kyle poured freezing cold water on me while I was in bed.
Jordan has driven me to do some of this. I don't start fights. I've never been an aggressor.
I love Kyle, but I'm terrified of what he's capable of, and I'm terrified of losing him.
Have you fully admitted to yourself that you're in an abusive relationship?
Yes, sir.
You're responsible for part of it.
I do feel like it is my fault.
What triggers it?
It starts over something very simple, like the thermostat. We argue about the temperature of the house daily.
You crank it down too low.
He just snaps.
You've got bruises on your body from him roughing you up. This is your lower arm. You have a bruised thigh. Like this happened when he grabbed your arm. There is no theory under which anything you might do justifies a man putting his hands on you in anger.
I love that man, regardless.
I'm gonna have to throw the flag on that.
I don't think he really recognizes he's got a problem.
You say he tried to gouge your eye out of your head. I've been with my wife for 43 years. It has never occurred to me to put my hands on her in anger.
She's a very fortunate woman.
It's not that she got lucky. That's the norm. Okay, it's time to meet Kyle.
What really sets me off is when Jordan is irresponsible, unmotivated, and lazy. She feels she doesn't need to work. All she wants to do is go out all night and then sleep all day. Jordan would act like an adult, and then the fighting would stop.
Do you get abusive with her?
I don't get, like, abusive. I get frustrated.
Kyle, you've got to acknowledge what is really going on.
I am, and that's why I'm here.
When you get frustrated, what do you do?
Yell and, like, why are you doing this?
What's a takedown?
Just stopping someone from freaking out.
It says you have pushed her down. He turned on the hose and proceeded to spray me down.
That's being over-dramatized completely.
Well, let's undramatize it. Under what theory do you have the right as a man to put your hands on a woman in anger?
I don't.
Did you put that bruise on her?
I don't know.
Did he put
When
that bruise on you?
I mean, I didn't run into a wall. You pull me by my hair out of bed, honey.
This is absolutely getting blown out of proportion. And
I'm sorry, do you hear yourself?
Yeah.
You're a man. You have experience in martial arts.
That's why I don't try and hurt you. I just try and stop you from doing anything to me.
Did you try to gouge her eye?
Gouge her eye?
How did that happen?
That doesn't...
Honey, we can't get any help unless you be real.
Okay, I am being real.
She's charging you like a bull and you're having to take her down?
Yeah, with the ice water incident, I tried waking her up nicely with kisses.
Or sometimes
a year of
you wake
trying
me
to
up by
get her
grabbing
out of
me
bed.
by my hair.
Grab you by your hair?
And yanking me out of the bed.
Absolutely not.
Somebody either got a handful of hair and drug you off a mattress onto the floor, or they did not. So somebody's lying.
I can see it in your eyes.
What do you see?
A demon. I love you so much. I don't know how to communicate with you that what you're doing is not okay.
What you're doing is not okay. How many bottles of wine do you drink a night? How big is that bottle?
It depends.
You're abusing alcohol.
You're abusing me.
You've not bruised her arm by grabbing her and jerking her around?
No, I don't believe that bruise came from that.
Okay, and you haven't bruised her by kicking her in the leg?
I've never kicked her in the leg.
Okay, and you don't take her down to the floor?
That is being blown out of proportion. When she's coming at me drunk, I just stop her from throwing punches at me.
I don't know. I have never punched anything. I don't know how to throw a punch.
I have it on video camera of
prissy
you
girl.
attacking me.
I would love to see this. Because I don't remember that happening.
So,
You don't remember that happening?
Kyle, is there any behavior that you have that you would consider change-worthy that she's discussing here?
I'm not sure what you're asking here.
Is there any behavior of yours in the way you interact with her
Right.
that you would consider to be change-worthy?
Yes.
And what would that be?
I believe we should not argue and fight and be mean to each other over petty things. Like, for example, the thermostat.
I'm a little thicker than you, so I stay a little bit warmer. But, you know, just because you're cold doesn't mean that it is cold. This is a stupid argument. I'm tired of having it. I mean, Kyle, maybe if you really don't recall doing this to me, then there's more help needed than I thought.
It seems to me like you're turning around things on me right now.
That's why we're here. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
That's not why we're here. We are here to work out our relationship
And
issues.
the biggest issue is the fact that you think it's okay to put your hands.
I do not.
Then why do you do it?
I don't.
I think he's in complete denial.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Her perception is that she is unsafe in a relationship with you. Her relationship is that because you are intolerant of her annoying, frustrating, immature behavior, that you get frustrated, and when you get frustrated, you lose yourself and you get physical with her. Her perception is that you are physically abusive of her and that you leave her battered and bruised on a regular basis, and she has the physical evidence to support that. And that is her perception, and she is sitting here in shock that you're saying doesn't happen.
Because it doesn't. It really doesn't.
How'd that bruise get on her leg?
I have no idea how the bruise got on her
How'd those
leg.
bruises get on her arm?
I don't know.
Did she hose herself down on the stairs?
No, I did hose her down.
And later,
You saying I'm beating you?
You are. You won't even admit to it.
You seriously think I'm physically abusing you?
Why do you think we are here?
tomorrow. The PTA mom.
She tried to kill you?
She was following me. She seemed unhinged.
She's nuts. All the stuff she said I was doing to her, she was doing to me.
And the schoolyard setup.
You were accused of planting drugs in this woman's car, did you?
No.
But they did find your DNA on the pills.
Exclusive details.
It's going to be very shocking.
There's a lot more to this story that people don't know about.
Then on Thursday.
You knew Jason how long before the two of you moved in together?
2 weeks.
He's been found guilty of sexual molestation of a boy and a girl. And you have 2 boys.
All new Dr. Phil Thursday.
How'd that bruise get on her leg?
I have no idea how the bruise got on her
How'd those
leg.
bruises get on her arm?
I don't know.
How'd that bruise get on her eyeball?
I don't know.
Well, to be so buttoned up, you're awfully inattentive about your woman. Because I tell you what, if my woman was getting bruised up like that, I'd be noticing.
Yes, I do notice those things.
Somebody's putting bruises on my woman. I'm gonna figure out who.
I do understand those things.
So how's that happening to her and you don't know?
The reason why I don't know about it is because I go to sleep at around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, while she downs 2 or 3 bottles of wine and is on this cocktail of drugs and is stumbling around the house, doing who knows what at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Pinballing around the walls, I guess, is kind of how that's happening. Is that what you're saying?
How many times have I seen you trip and fall over our baby gate?
It's this big.
And you've tripped and fallen all over it.
Big hips.
So you're admitting to yourself you tripped?
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, I'm a stumbling, fumbling drunk.
Did she hose herself down on the stairs?
No, I did hose her down that one night. I admit to that. I did that. And it was
the most humiliating.
It was completely inappropriate, and it was out of rage. The fact that she was
trying to get my dog.
What was it at that time? You were talking with your ex?
I had just finished coordinating an event. I got back to your parents' house late to pick up my dog and go back to my office. And your mom let me in, and you got mad.
No, no one let you in that night.
Okay.
So you're saying there's some theory under which it seemed like a good idea to hose her down?
That was the most humiliating thing I think I have ever.
And that's the thing I regret the most.
That's what you regret the most?
It shouldn't have been done. I am not denying that. It's inappropriate behavior, but it has stemmed from a year's worth of frustration.
Kyle, this was 5 months into us dating. This incident that you're talking about. That was the first time he ever did anything that was remotely, like, in anger.
See, my point is, you say that was really inappropriate. I totally regret that. But let me justify it.
I'm not trying to make any justifications.
Well, the hell you're not. You just said that's totally inappropriate, but. But means forget what I just said. I'm going to now tell you what I really think. I was really frustrated. It was pent up over a year of her behavior, and I just had enough.
Okay. Jordan hasn't paid her taxes in 3 years. She cannot even afford, she has so low of a credit line that I have her cell phone in my name. I have her car insurance in my name. I have every single thing in my name because her car got repossessed because she doesn't make payments on anything.
Okay. Those are all monetary issues.
Yes.
And the fact that I am not good with money at all is not why we're here.
No.
Yes, I will agree.
Not.
My credit is terrible.
Yeah.
My dad took care of all those things for me, and then when he died, he never taught me how to take care of myself like that. So I was never taught that, and then I do kind of I need to hold myself more responsible and grow up and learn how to do these things. But that's not your responsibility. And that's not why we're here, Kyle.
Okay, what about when I go to sleep at night and when you are up till 3 or 4 in the morning doing all kinds of things?
Laundry, watching TV, working on the computer, random, whatever. Yeah, what about it? What about it?
And then you come into the bedroom, you turn on all the lights, you wake me up and start doing who knows what in the room. Sometimes you come in and you strip all the sheets off the bed while I'm sleeping in it at 3 in the morning, and like literally 2 hours, 3 hours before I have to get up for work.
Why? When have I ever done that?
You've done it several times.
I guess I'm a lunatic then, huh? I think it's safe to say that there's absolutely just no way for us to see the other one's point of view, because I'm certainly not agreeing with what you're saying.
You're not?
No. Okay, I take that back. I will agree that, yes, I am financially irresponsible.
More than financially.
Fine.
We missed our flight. We
do not even blame that on me. You were messing around on the computer. Not my fault.
We were late this morning because you
that was my
out of
fault.
bed. And we're late every
Do you see?
Because
like this is we're just
impossible.
bickering on TV. This is pointless. This is not entertaining. At all.
What you've done is told me everything that's wrong with her.
I want a woman who is going to be able to raise our kids.
I'm not marrying you unless this gets fixed.
And later,
I give up.
You have broken up with me more times than I can remember.
For obvious reasons.
is there any other answer you need? I don't do this show for entertainment. Everybody that I talk to here is a teaching tool. You know, there's a trade-off here. The guests that come on this show are teaching tools, and there's a trade-off here. You know, you get up close and personal focus and input and benefit and resources and all that you may like, you may not. And what we get is a teaching tool, a paradigm that millions of people that can't be here, that might be similarly situated in whole or part, get to watch what's going on here and hear the problem solving that goes on, and hopefully there's a takeaway for that from them. They can say, you know, we don't have every circumstance that they do, but we have some of it, and what he said to them and what they said to each other is enlightening to us, and so we can maybe change our way of going through things. So there's a trade-off there. We get a teaching tool, and you get up close and personal help. And that's why we do this. And I have an advisory board of the top minds in psychology, psychiatry, medicine from the top learning centers around the country that weigh in on all of these things. And so we take this very, very seriously.
Seriously. May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you believe a relationship is a team?
I believe a relationship is not 50-50. I think it is 100-100.
Right.
I think each person is...
Each person gives the same.
I think each person is 100% responsible to do everything they could and can to fix the situation. And I've been really listening very carefully because you say you like everything to be a certain way, and you want to be organized, you want to be mature, you want to be like adults, you want to get up in the morning, you want to take care of bills, you want to do all this, you want to do all of that. So I've been waiting to hear you say, Dr. Phil, what can I do to improve this situation? We obviously have a problem. We're obviously not getting along here. We obviously have some different perceptions here. What can I do
Yeah, what can I do?
To fix this situation, but you haven't done it. What you've done is told me everything that's wrong with her. And
Me.
And
well, we started with what everything is wrong with me.
And you've had no acknowledgement of anything that you do to contribute to the problem. She has said, I am irresponsible in many respects, and there are things that I need to do better on. And and when I talked to you in the beginning, she said, look, I do sleep too long sometimes. I am very annoying. And I said to her, I don't care how annoying you are. Those are things you need to work on. Those are things you need to change. Those are things that need to be fixed. But they are not justifications for being abused if, in fact, you are being abused. I did not assume I said, if, in fact, you are being abused, you might be very annoying. You guys heard, did I not say you may be damned annoying? You may be very annoying. But that does not mean that you should be abused if, in fact, you are being abused. I don't disagree if she doesn't pay her bills, if her car's getting repoed, she's sleeping, not work, blah, 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 blah. Those are the damn dailies of what needs to be dealt with in a relationship. You've come in here and said, she needs to grow up.
I feel like I need a partner in life, and I want a woman who is going to be able to raise our kids. I want a woman who's not, I don't have to worry that my kid is not going to be crying in bed while her mother is in a drunken coma.
Excuse me. Okay, we're talking about a hypothetical child, provided
our
we even
intentions were to have kids.
I'm not marrying you unless this gets fixed.
Of course. I agree with you.
You said straight up, you have not been abusive.
I have not been abusive.
We've called Jordan's mom on the phone. Kyle has been denying any abuse throughout this conversation. He is absolutely not.
I have not been abusive.
You said straight up, you have not been abusive. So while we've been talking here, we've called Jordan's mom, Lynn, on the phone. We have her number as a collateral contact. Lynn, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, Mom.
Lynn, is your daughter in an abusive relationship, in your opinion?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
How do you know that?
Because I've been witness to the many bruises and the verbal attack and the cut and him locking her out of the house and throwing her dog out on the porch.
What?
Murray.
I didn't throw.
He has abused her for the last 2 years.
And when you say verbal abuse, what are you talking about?
Oh, he screams at her and tells her how awesome she is. He screams at her and tells her how much he hates her.
He does not. He doesn't say he hates me.
He locks her out of the house.
Yes, he does do that.
He beats her up.
That is not true, Lynn.
Kyle.
You have called the cops on us many times just because Jordan didn't pick up the phone for you, and you assumed that you told the cops that I was beating Jordan to a pulp because she did not answer her phone for you, because she didn't want to talk to you because you are a drunk yourself.
Kyle, you're lying.
I'm lying. How much have you had to drink today?
No, let me talk.
Do not talk to my mother like that.
Let me talk.
I don't know. She may be. I don't know. Lynn, go ahead.
Am I going to be able to speak?
Yes, go ahead, Lynn.
The last time I was at their house, about 2 months ago, he had her cornered on the bed, and she was bruised and cut across her chest, across her arm. Unless she had fallen flat on her face, those bruises were not existing.
which obviously is not possible.
She,
Hold on.
this has been going on for 2 years. 2 years, and I have seen it over and over and over again. And I just...
All right, Lynn, thank you. So your position here is that you do nothing physically inappropriate with Jordan whatsoever.
Nothing physically inappropriate. Absolutely not.
All right, and is your position that you don't verbally abuse her?
She verbally abuses me.
Okay, I'm asking you about you.
No, I do not verbally abuse her.
Okay, so
all.
you're the victim here.
I'm not the victim.
She verbally abuses you.
We are both victims.
Well, how is she a victim of you if you don't physically abuse her, you don't verbally abuse her? So how do you?
I said I don't physically abuse her. There have been times when, yeah, I did yell at you. I have, been verbally,
Okay.
in arguments. We get into, there's verbal abuse exchanged in arguments.
Okay.
I can't deny that. But physically abusing? Absolutely not. I have watched you trip over that baby gate so many times. You saying I'm beating you?
You are. You won't even admit to it.
You seriously think I'm physically abusing you?
Do you have the answer and information that you need to have?
Tomorrow, the PTA mom.
She tried to kill you?
She was following me. She seemed unhinged.
She's nuts. All the stuff she said I was doing to her, she was doing to me.
And the schoolyard setup.
You were accused of planting drugs in this woman's car, did you?
No.
But they did find your DNA on the pills.
Exclusive details.
It's going to be very shocking.
There's a lot more to this story that people don't know about.
Then on Thursday.
You knew Jason how long before the two of you moved in together?
2 weeks.
He's been found guilty of sexual molestation of a boy and a girl. And you have 2 boys.
All new Dr. Phil Thursday.
Do you have the answer and information that you need to have?
Pursuant to what we just spoke about before he came out here, I think, yes, I do.
One thing that I know, and I don't know whether you lack insight or you are just not being forthcoming.
Yeah.
You just can't change what you don't acknowledge. And he absolutely, unequivocally, does not acknowledge that anything he is doing with you physically is inappropriate.
Right?
Now, the two of you know what's going on behind closed doors.
Yes.
You know what's going on. You know what he does or doesn't do to you. And he is telling you that by his yardstick and his standard, that is okay. That what he's doing to you, he's saying that his definition of abuse, this just doesn't meet it. So whatever he's doing to you behind closed doors, which only the two of you know, he's telling you that's okay. Which means that's what you're going to get
For the rest of my
going
life.
forward. So you're either going to sign up for that, whatever it is. If it's nothing, then you have nothing to worry about. If it's what you're telling me that you've been getting, then that's what you're signing up with going forward. But you have full knowledge at this point. You have the ability to predict the future. The best predictor of future behavior is relevant past behavior. So if you want to know what you're going to get next year, you look and see what you got last year. You want to know what you're going to get next year, you look and see what you got last year. I mean, it takes big things to change big behaviors. If you want to know if she's financially irresponsible in 2015, she's probably going to be financially irresponsible in 2016 unless some major event happens to take place.
No.
If you believe he's been physically abusive with you in 2015, then your best prediction is that he's going to be that way in 2016 and 17 and 18. And it's going to get worse, not better.
It has.
So you're you got to decide you're either going to sign up for that or you're not.
Kyle, not only have you completely just embarrassed me and called me out on things that didn't even really need to be discussed. You
saying I'm beating you.
You are. You won't even admit to it. I give up.
You seriously think I'm physically abusing you? You honestly, I want your honest opinion.
Why do you think we are here?
We have many other relationship issues. We have so many relationship issues.
We didn't come out here because Dr. Phil wanted to help us with the who gets to adjust the thermostat.
No, I understand that.
We came out here because I can't get through to you. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
What do you mean?
But I love you. And I want you to acknowledge that you've got to stop doing this. This was my last straw. This is... If you really can't...
Like we agreed. You know, this is our final shot.
Yeah.
We both agreed that this is our final shot at it's either make it or break it. And we both love each other to death, and we want to be together.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You have broken up with me more times than I can remember.
For obvious reasons.
Every single time she has broken up with me, she has been back within 24 hours begging to be back.
We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445. You fully believe that he is abusing you. That's clear to you. And if fully seen, he does not acknowledge that. He believes that whatever it is he's doing is okay. So that isn't going to change. So your decision is you're either going to live with that the rest of your life and bring kids into that.
No.
Or you're not. And that's the elephant in the room. If you don't get past that, then all these other things don't matter. If you can't get past that, and you say that's not even on your radar, there's not even anything to discuss. She's bumping into a baby gate. That's all that's going on here. And you're saying that's not even on the list. Then is there any other answer you need? It's like I'm either want to continue what I've been living or I don't.
I want to have a good life.
What was that?
I want to have a good life.
I would love to have a good life.
I don't think that's possible with you anymore. Not if you can't admit.
I want to bring up a couple of points.
No.
You have broken up with me more times than I can remember.
For obvious reasons.
Every single time, in the middle of the night, you will take the pictures off the walls. You'll
packing. I'm packing.
You start
I'm not just taking things off the wall.
At 3 in the morning.
Like a crazy person.
No, you literally take.
Okay, what's your point? Are you making a point? Just go to the point, because I can fill in the back. I've done this before.
The point is, you have broken up with me so many times that I can remember. You have told me you have hated me more times than I can remember. You have called me a homo so many times that I can't even count. I'm like, why do you do that? Like, what? You either want to be like, and every time you break up with me, you are back. You are back begging to come in. You are back begging me. You literally, when you broke up with me and left one time, I locked the door because the house is in my name too. Everything is in my name.
So he locks me out.
So she took her things, her clothes, I locked the door, and then she was back. Every single time she has broken up with me, she has been back within 24 hours begging to be back
because I love
together.
You. And maybe that was a big mistake.
Every year, over 250,000 children are placed in foster care because of abuse or neglect, many ending up on the street when they turn 18. So it's no surprise that thousands end up pregnant, incarcerated, or chronically homeless.
In honor of National Foster Care Month, we are joining forces with the National Foster Youth Institute to help build a movement across the country to transform the current system into a foundation of hope for families in crisis. You can donate to build and sustain a network of advocates in all 435 congressional districts.
Donate today at nfyi.org or whengeorgiasmile.org. Your gift will help secure a brighter future for our nation's foster children. Want to get something off your chest? Sign up for the drphil.com community and weigh in on your favorite episodes and share your personal stories with other community members. Plus, get started on your own blog to share your thoughts on the topics that interest you most. I'll be reading those message boards. Log on to drphil.com today. Robin, can you add something to this conversation?
Yes, this entire time I've been thinking about just very recently. I spent the evening in the emergency room and then going through to the secret place where we then hand off women and children to take them to the shelter. And I was with a beautiful young woman who had just been abused by her husband. She had been with him for 10 years, and all through middle school, high school, and college. And I had spent the evening with her there in the hospital. She had a dislocated shoulder and a dislocated knee. He had just thrown her down the stairs while she was holding their 3-month-old baby. And she said, you know, Robin, I really never saw this coming. I've always thought he was the love of my life. I really believed that we would be there forever, be together forever. I never saw it coming. And then I went through the whole list of the signs of abuse, the warning signs. And she just looked at me like, oh my God, the warning signs were there. I just didn't see them. They were all there for the entire 10 years. The whole time I thought he was the love of my life, and all of the warning signs were there. And thank God that baby survived that fall. And she left him that night. And I want to tell you all of these warning signs so you will remember and have a life that you deserve. Very, very quickly, if you get a quick involvement in a relationship, that's very scary. They want to control you right away. If there's extreme jealousy, right away. If they have very controlling behavior once you start dating, threats of violence right away, abrupt mood change. One moment they're happy, the very next moment they're controlling, they're mad at you, they get very abusive verbally abusive. If they start breaking objects around you and just out of the blue, just start breaking objects, throwing them at you or around you. If there's use of force during an argument, they get mad, you're having an argument, and then all of a sudden they're using force. They're grabbing you, throwing you up against the wall, pushing their fingers into you, trying to jab your eyes, such as that. And if there's a history of them using past battering in other relationships, those are all signs of the fact that you are with an abuser.
Every single one of those things is exactly accurate.
You can say whatever you want, but you both know what's happening behind closed doors. And you know, he says every time you leave, you come back. I want to offer to get you some professional help that's going to help you with your self-worth. It's going to help you with your self-esteem. And as I said, you don't have to be in a relationship. If you feel this is toxic for you, and you both have said it's toxic for both of you, then you need to find the strength to stand on your own and not feel like you need to go back to a relationship that you perceive to be toxic and, in fact, dangerous. And it doesn't matter whether you're right or not. If you perceive it to be that way and you go back to it, that's not well.
No.
If you perceive it to be that way and go back to it, that's not well.
That's crazy.
And obviously, this is just simply not working. You believe it to be true. He says absolutely, emphatically, it is not true. You two are. I mean, you couldn't be further apart on this. You have your answer. He's not going to. He can't change what he doesn't acknowledge. It means whatever your perception is, you're going to get more of the same. And he's saying, you come begging to come back. Well, I'm going to help you to not do that. I'm going to get you that professional help. Okay. I want to thank my guest today. I hope you have found something that you need here. We will see you next time. All right, guys. You guys know what's happening behind closed doors, so...
What I didn't want Kyle to hear out there in the audience is that Jordan has something available that we've created. It's what's called the Aspire News app. It's disguised as an ordinary app on your phone. But what's wonderful about it is that you can pre-record a message or a text that can be sent to a trusted contact, even 911 if you're ready for that. It's called the Go button. And you tap it 3 times, and that immediately goes to those trusted contacts. It also records what's happening in the room. So if when the police come, they say, you know, what happened? If your abuser says, she started it or he started it, no, you have it recorded. So you can visit iTunes or the Android App Store to download the free Aspire app for your smartphone. And I am really proud of it. It's been recognized on Capitol Hill as one of the 2 best apps for helping to prevent domestic violence.